The fifth seal revealed souls beneath the heavenly altar. These were the martyrs, believers slaughtered for the testimony of Jesus Christ. Some had faced Roman executioners, others died in prisons, arenas, and hidden persecutions across generations. Their blood cried out before God. "How long, O Lord?" they asked. It was not a cry of revenge born from hatred. It was a plea for justice. Evil appeared victorious upon the earth. Tyrants crushed the innocent while wickedness spread unchecked. Yet heaven had not forgotten. The martyrs received white robes and were told to rest a little longer until the full number of witnesses had been completed. Then the sixth seal opened. The earth convulsed violently, mountains shook, the sun turned black, the moon became like blood, stars fell from heaven like figs dropping from a tree in a storm. Kings, generals, slaves, and rulers alike fled into caves, terrified by the wrath of the Lamb. Humanity suddenly realized the day of the Lord had arrived. All earthly power became meaningless before divine judgment. The rich could not buy escape. Armies could not fight heaven. And terrified voices cried out, "Who can stand?" The answer would soon come. Only those sealed by God. Before further judgment descended upon the world, heaven paused. 4 angels stood holding back the winds of destruction at the corners of the earth. Another angel rose carrying the seal of the living God. The servants of God would be marked before catastrophe continued. 144,000 from the tribes of Israel received the seal upon their foreheads, a sign of divine ownership and protection. While chaos consumed nations, God still knew his people by name. Then John saw something even greater. An innumerable multitude stood before the throne from every nation, tribe, language, and people. Their robes shone white, washed clean in the blood of the Lamb. Palm branches waved in triumphant worship. These were those who endured great tribulation. Many had suffered terribly upon earth, yet now they stood victorious in heaven. Hunger would torment them no more. Tears would fall no more. The scorching heat of suffering had ended forever. The Lamb himself shepherded them beside living waters. Revelation revealed a truth forgotten by the world. God's kingdom extends beyond every border. Empires divide humanity. Christ redeems humanity. And amid coming judgment, heaven overflowed with redeemed worshipers praising God forever. When the Lamb opened the 7th seal, silence fell across heaven. For half an hour, eternity stood still. No songs, no thunder, no angelic proclamation, only silence. The pause felt heavier than mountains, as though creation itself held its breath before unimaginable judgment. Every angel stood motionless before the throne. The elders ceased their worship. The living creatures became still. Across the endless courts of heaven, silence spread like a shadow before the storm. Then 7 angels stepped forward carrying 7 trumpets of judgment. Another angel approached the heavenly altar holding a golden censer filled with incense mixed with the prayers of the saints. The cries of persecuted believers, the prayers whispered in prison cells, the tears shed in hidden suffering. All of them rose before God like fragrant smoke. Nothing had been forgotten. Then the angel filled the censer with fire from the altar and hurled it toward the earth. Thunder exploded, lightning split the heavens, earthquakes shattered the ground beneath humanity. The first trumpet sounded. Hail and fire mixed with blood rained down upon the earth, burning forests and fields until vast regions became blackened wastelands. Smoke climbed into the skies while terrified nations watched creation itself turn against them. The second trumpet sounded. Something like a blazing mountain crashed into the sea. Waters turned to blood, ships were destroyed, countless sea creatures perished beneath the spreading judgment. Trade routes collapsed, nations trembled as the oceans themselves became places of death. The third trumpet sounded. A burning star called wormwood fell from heaven upon rivers and springs. Waters became bitter, poisoned with death. Multitudes drank and perished. Humanity discovered that even the sources of life could become instruments of judgment. Then came the fourth trumpet. A third of the sun was struck. A third of the moon darkened. A third of the stars lost their light. Day became dim. Night became terrifying. The heavens themselves appeared wounded. Humanity had worshipped creation rather than the Creator, and now creation convulsed beneath divine judgment. Yet these catastrophes were not the end. Far above the trembling earth, an eagle flew across the heavens, crying with a loud voice, "Woe! Woe! Woe to those who dwell on the earth!" Darker horrors still approached. The trumpets had only begun. The fifth angel raised his trumpet. Its sound echoed like doom across heaven and earth. John then saw a star fallen from heaven to earth, and to this being was given the key to the bottomless pit, the abyss of imprisonment and darkness. As the abyss opened, thick smoke poured upward like the eruption of a great furnace. The sun and sky darkened beneath the black cloud. Humanity looked upward in terror as daylight itself disappeared beneath the spreading smoke. Then the creatures emerged. They resembled locusts, yet no earthly locust had ever inspired such horror. They wore crowns like gold. Their faces resembled human faces. Their hair flowed long like women. Their teeth were like lions. Their breastplates gleamed like iron. The sound of their wings thundered like armies of chariots charging into battle. Their tails carried stings like scorpions. These beings were permitted to torment humanity for 5 dreadful months. Their victims writhed in agony, yet death itself fled from them. People begged for death, prayed for death, searched desperately for escape from suffering. But death would not come. Over these creatures ruled a king, the angel of the abyss. His name in Hebrew was Abaddon, in Greek, Apollyon, the destroyer. Then the sixth trumpet sounded. A voice emerged from the golden altar before God, commanding the release of 4 angels bound near the great Euphrates River. These forces had been prepared for a specific hour, day, month, and year. An army beyond counting surged forward. 200 million riders advanced across the earth like a tidal wave of destruction. Fire, smoke, and sulfur poured from their mouths. Nations collapsed beneath terror and devastation. Yet even amid such overwhelming judgment, humanity refused repentance. People continued worshiping idols of gold and stone. Murders continued. Sorcery continued. Immorality continued. Thefts continued. Revelation exposed the terrifying reality of the human heart. Even standing at the edge of destruction, many still clung stubbornly to rebellion. The abyss had opened, and the darkness within humanity proved just as deep. John then saw another mighty angel descending from heaven. He was wrapped in a cloud, crowned with a rainbow, his face shining like the sun itself. His legs blazed like pillars of fire. One foot stood upon the sea and the other upon the land, revealing heaven's authority over all creation. In his hand rested a little scroll already opened. The angel cried out with a voice like a roaring lion. 7 thunders answered him from heaven. John prepared to write their message, but suddenly another voice commanded him, "Seal up what the 7 thunders have spoken." Not every mystery would yet be revealed. The mighty angel lifted his hand toward heaven and swore by the eternal Creator that delay would soon end. The hidden purposes of God would finally be completed. Then John received a strange command. He was told to take the little scroll and eat it. The prophet obeyed. In his mouth, the scroll tasted sweet as honey, but once swallowed, it became bitter within him. So it is with divine truth. The promises of God are sweet because they reveal victory, redemption, and eternal glory. Yet prophecy is bitter because judgment, suffering, and repentance accompany the message. John was then told, "You must prophesy again concerning many peoples, nations, languages, and kings." The revelation was never meant to remain hidden upon Patmos. Its warnings would echo across centuries. Its promises would strengthen the faithful. Its visions would challenge every generation to choose between the Lamb and the kingdoms of darkness. And still, the end moved closer.